OpenAI obviously, has been in news for Foro as well, but for certain other reasons, while we'll probably cover, the other reason, the Sky as well. But what has lately happened is that they've seen a lot of leadership exits, right? And this has been going on since obviously the Thanksgiving saga that started with Sam Altman, right? Uh,
Mm.
Now, what has happened lately is that they've really, the team that they started almost a year back, right, or probably less than a year back, which was the Superalignment team, which was supposed to focus on the regulations or security of these models, right, to probably slow down the pace at which they're also launching, right, has been disbanded completely with the exit of Ilya Sutskever and Jan leak, sorry, my bad. Now, obviously, Sam Altman has been very, very vocal about he doesn't want the models to be slowed, right? The release or development of these models to be slowed down in any way. And he's been very bullish about the investments as well that he's making on the, GPU side, training side, the data side, and so on and so forth. So this again probably marks or probably moves in the same direction as Sam has always probably proposed is, and while obviously we don't know what happened internally, but Jan Lee did mention in his post on X that his team has been trying to move against the wind for the last 1 year. They've not been getting the right support to implement the right practices from safety and regulations perspective. Right, so this definitely is disturbing news. We really don't know probably how this will help. This will probably work with GPT. But again, this aligns well with what Sam has been saying. He doesn't want any of this to probably stop from the overall model deployment perspective or alignment perspective.
But there's an alternate view to this. Jan Leike, who's the AI researcher from Meta, the guy who's behind Llama models, there's another theory that is emerging that what if, what if they were pushed out of OpenAI, not because there is some safety concern, because there is no safety concern. There is nothing super wrong, and these guys were just continuing to kind of harp on the point that, hey, something is terribly unsafe and stuff, but actually there is nothing unsafe. So there's an alternate view, Rishabh, that is emerging as well. That what if there is nothing much, what if there is not much harm like all of us were actually thinking originally? What if there is actually not much harm? Yes, the open source models and even ideally that is the open source models are being used already by a lot of scammers to scam people. We have seen that. Even the closed source model like GPT are able to trick the model to write scam emails. So a lot of scammers are automating stuff using AI. But other than that, some wild, grave possibilities that were discussed, they're not happening. You and I know because we are working
Yeah.
closely with customers, taking a project to production is like crazy difficult. But working with these undeterministic models,
Yep.
non-deterministic models. So that's the alternate view that is emerging.
True.
That what if there is not much of a safety concern, and the safety team was actually pulling the team down.
Exactly.
So yeah,
That's
that's the
what
alternate.
Sam has also been very vocal about, right? And see again, Shiva, if we really look at it, right, the whole and this is just again, I'm just supporting the view that you mentioned. Probably to certain extent, as you rightly mentioned, the way that we had really anticipated that we'll reach AGI in the next 1 year or 2 years, right? And then probably the jobs would be taken away, etc., blah blah blah, right? Safety concerns and so on. So probably it was more hyped, right? The battle around this whole piece probably might have, or probably we've already won that battle because look at probably what Elon Musk also started with, right? That he probably criticized OpenAI to an extent where he stated that they've really lost their purpose the way they started. Now they're more monetized. But look at what they are now doing with X, right? He's also got getting massive investment probably to build, although he still promises he's going to keep this open source. But at the end of the day, they're also probably looking to power this across Twitter and so on and so forth, right? So again, I totally agree with you. Probably all this safety, etc., was super hyped. And again, based on our experience as we've iterated in our previous podcasts as well, I would probably take example for what cloud says, right? Cloud implementation say. It's a
Hmm.
joint responsibility. It's not just the model developer or model owner's responsibility. When we implement it, it's the implementation or probably the partner that's implementing as well as the customer's responsibility to ensure the right guardrails are being put into place, right? So I agree with you. I mean, again, might have been slowing down what happened internally. We don't know, but it's not that disturbing a news all that how it's going on in the media, honestly.
Not at all. Not at all.